I wasn't always the utter paragon of knowledge and togetherness that you see here today. Once I walked through the world like so many of us do, in a great deal of pain, and like so many of us do, I was desperate to be away from it and to run away. This is not the time or place to go into details, but long story short, I stopped taking my medicine. And I'd had this idea that without drugs and alcohol, I would become the best version of myself, automatically, just like that. I would hold my head high as I walked through the world. I would be sharp and boundaried and healthy, and my relationships would be good. And that is not what happened. I was still me. And I was just walking through the world without my medicine. And it sucked, and it hurt, and it was really hard. And capitalism's favorite symptom of trauma, I just started to work all the time. I went home, and I slept, I went to work, back and forth. I stopped playing music. I didn't really hang out with my friends anymore. I was like a raw nerve walking through the world. So exposed. Even people's joy brought me pain. I would come home from work and my roommates would be on the front porch laughing. And I hated it. It hurt. So this is where I was at in my life. Headed nowhere fast. I was sitting on my front porch reading a book in blissful solitude when from across the street came a little black cat. And she jumped right on my lap. But despite being a feral cat, she was just gorgeous, flawless, black fur, big green eyes, her face inches away from mine, and she was purring. And I think that might have been the moment when things changed for me. First, her name came to me, Nina Nightmare. And then my name came to me, Stephanie Strange, which was appropriate because strange things started to happen. More black cats showed up, and they started coming into my dreams. And the world that I'd found so painful, I suddenly had a place in. Now Nina, she was no ordinary cat. When she ran up to me that day, it became apparent that she came with worlds and universes and stories on her back. She came with stardust in her fur and centuries tangled up in her whiskers like cobwebs. Now Nina came to the party late, and she left early, because that's how we do it. But she left behind much more than the stories and the worlds that she brought with her. When she came up to me that day, she made a little crack in my brick wall. And it started to spread. And it got bigger and bigger until eventually people could get through too. But it started with her. There was no other way it could have happened. So even though she's not with me anymore, she's the reason that I'm able to come out and share these stories with you all. As I mentioned, she brought with her some company. Two other black cats named Nicholas and Ned. This was off of 15th and Schuyler in Northeast Portland. And we had the largest feral cat population in all of Portland, I would find out later, due to one lovely neighbor who fed every single stray. And Nicholas and Ned were also a little bit different. And I found that out when they came to me one day in my dreams. And they told me that they were nightmares. And it's a little bit confusing why these cats might be called nightmares. And it's because they're at their most powerful when they walk in the nightmares of humans. They were sent here to help us. They can't fight our battles for us. They are cats in the light, after all. But they can help us to face our fears and to be close to one another and to walk through the darkness instead of always just trying to run around it. I wrote a lot of songs in the strange world before I knew that I was doing the world building, but this was the song that I wrote with Nina sitting right next to me when I realized that things were going to be different. She walks in your dreams while you are sleeping in places best left unseen. She dances with skeletons in your closet, the monsters under your bed. She's a nightmare. She might be worse than the things that she finds. She's a nightmare. Quite likely she's worse than the things that come out when you turn off the lights. She's gone. She's a nightmare. You're thinking, what did I invite into my bed? And you're right to wonder. You're right to be scared, 'cause you've got a nightmare. Demons scatter wherever she roams. Yes, you've got a nightmare. While she'll make your dreams right, she can't speak to the monsters that walk in the light.